Good evening, fuckers, and welcome to the first video that I have done for this year. First 2025 video. Yeah, isn't that something to celebrate? Anyway, this is the second of my music videos where I rank the discography of metal bands. The first one was Boltra. The second, I couldn't have chosen a band that was more different to Boltra if I tried. So for this one, I will be, ranking the discography of Saint Vitus, the doom metal Goliaths. And yet, they are very different to the vast majority of doom metal that certainly that I listen to, but I think you could say that about anybody. Doom metal tends to be very sort of epic, very sort of grandiose. You can pretty much blame it, for lack of a better word. You can, that's down to probably the biggest doom metal band there is, which is Candlemass, of course. And they really sort of kick-started the whole idea of doom metal being very grand, very epic, and all this. Saint Vitus don't do that. Their sort of real sort of trademarks are a very muddy, dirty guitar sounds. They very rarely go into like any sort of like grand epic sort of subject matter. A lot of the time they will cover a lot of the subjects you expect from doom metal. So depression, misery, the very embodiment of doom metal there. They also tend to cover, or tend to do a lot of songs about substance abuse, whether it's drugs, alcohol. Believe me, we'll be going into that in some depth, I would imagine, during this. So yeah, they certainly do not have the grand sort of epic feel that you would associate with doom metal. It does not make them bad by any stretch of the imagination. Saint Vitus are one of my favourite, well, not just one of my favourite doom metal bands, one of my favourite metal bands, full stop. They're fucking immense. If you're not familiar with Saint Vitus, then stick around. You'll be hearing 9 songs, and I suspect a number of you may be wanting to check out an album or two by the end of this. I hope so, anyway. So, as with the last video, I'm only going to be covering their main full studio albums. As far as St. Vitus go, that means there will be 9 albums that I'll be covering. As always, yes, this is my opinion and my opinion only. So I very much doubt anyone's going to agree with my list. I could bet the house on it. Yeah, I've got a couple in here that I think are going to cause a few ripples, shall we say. But let's get underway then, shall we? So we start then with in 9th place, and we have Hallow's Victim. Now, there's 2 reasons why I have Hallow's Victim in 9th, in last place. The first reason is that I really can't get on with Scott Rieger's vocals or his singing in this album. In fact, for the first two Saint Vitus albums, I really can't get on with Scott Rieger's singing at all. The other reason is, and this may not make a great deal of sense, but there are probably more songs on this album that are not actually like doom metal. They are more like your regular sort of heavy metal, which is by no means a bad thing. Several of the songs on here would, they would not be out of place on like an early new wave of British heavy metal album. If you were to find these on an early Saxon, even early, pre-Hysteria, Def Leppard, even Maiden, they wouldn't be out of place on albums by those bands. But when I'm listening to Saint Vitus, I want doom metal. I'm not, I'm not listening to it to hear sort of, Maiden-esque new wave of British heavy metal songs. So consequently, this is an album that I tend to, largely ignore, to be honest. Of the 9 albums they've done, this is the one I know least, because, it's never really grabbed me. Like all the albums on this list, I've been listening to it a little bit over the last week or so to get ready to do this list and try and come up with my final top 9. And it just doesn't work for me. So this is definitely a ninth place. I'll just run you through the track listing then. There are 7 songs on this album. So it starts with War Is Our Destiny, goes on to White Stallions. Actually, that's not a bad song, White Stallions. That's very much a sort of heavy metal song. Then we go on to Mystic Lady, then Hallow's Victim, The Sadist, Just Friends, brackets Empty Love, and then Prayer for the Masses, M in brackets, so you could say it's Prayer for the Asses. Oh well. Yeah, there's really not a whole hell of a lot I can add to it, because say it's not an album that has ever really done much for me. What I will say is that even though the songs sound very much new wave of British heavy metal, the sound of the album doesn't. This still has the absolutely archetypal Saint Vitus guitar sound, that very muddy, dirty sound. And I think the sound is great. It really works well. It's just Scott Rieger's vocal. I keep saying vocals because I'm so used to doing like death metal and black metal. He is a singer. He is actually singing. So yeah, it's just the singing I can't get on with. And like I said, if I'm listening to Saint Vitus, I want doom metal, and there are doom metal songs on this album, but not enough of them for me. So, so what song do I choose from this album? I mean, it's not an easy choice actually. Actually, I'll tell a lie. It's relatively short, but it is certainly doomy. So yeah, the song from this I'm going to go with is song number 5, the second song on side B. This is The Sadist. There you go. Like I say, it's a good song. You're never going to hear me say that Saint Vitus have done a song that is shit. They don't do shit songs. They don't do shit albums. Even though I've not exactly been talking this album up, it's got merit, no doubt about it. But it's just not one that I listen to very much because of the singing. And I want doom metal from these guys. So anyway, that is a number 9 on the list, Hallow's Victim. On to number 8, and I'm really not going to make any friends with this one because it is the debut. So this is the self-titled Saint Vitus album. Well, to be more accurate, it's the first self-titled Saint Vitus album because they very helpfully released a second album which was just self-titled. That was good of them, wasn't it? Now this album, if you watch any other Saint Vitus discography ranking video, this album always does really well. It always scores highly. It hasn't with me though, and there's only one reason why it doesn't, and it's the reason that I didn't really rate number 9. I really cannot get on with Scott Rieger's singing in this album. It doesn't help that when I first heard Saint Vitus, the first album of theirs that I bought, I won't say what it is yet, but I'll tell you when we get there in the discography. It wasn't Scott Rieger's singing. And I much preferred the singer that they had for the album that I first bought. So the other thing is, when I first heard some of the songs on this album, I heard them on a live video, and it was the first show that this other singer had done, but it was him singing these songs. And I thought, oh, these sound fucking great. And I got this album, and I just can't get on with Scott Rieger's singing, or at least not at this time. So this is, as far as track listing goes, it's quite a short album. There's only 5 songs. So it starts off with the song Saint Vitus. Then we have White Magic, Black Magic. Those 2 songs are, again, very much sort of almost like your typical new wave of British heavy metal sound. Even the guitar sound in this is not quite as sort of muddy as it got from during subsequent albums, but those opening 2 songs, they are not doom metal. The last 3 songs though absolutely are. So it starts with Zombie Hunger, then The Psychopath, and the album closes with Burial at Sea. They even have like real sort of doom metal length to them. The first 2 songs are relatively short. Saint Vitus is just shy of 5 minutes. White Magic, Black Magic is about 5.5 minutes. Then when you get to the 3 actual doom metal songs, Zombie Hunger is just shy of 7.5 minutes. The Psychopath is just shy of 9.5 minutes, and Burial at Sea is just over 8.5 minutes. So there is quite a difference in song length as well as song style once you get beyond the first 2 songs. It means that when it comes to choosing a song from this album, I was tempted to choose one of the 2, one of the first 2 songs, because I thought, well, how about if I show a bit of variety? And then I thought, no, people who are watching a Saint Vitus discography want doom metal. The same reason I listen to Saint Vitus. You're wanting to hear really great doom metal. So for this one, I will be playing the album closing track. This is Burial at Sea. There you go. I mean, yeah, proper full-on doom metal. It is a great song. I just wish the singing was better. Yeah. I know I am very much in the minority when it comes to this album, but yeah, Saint Vitus from 1984 is yeah, number 8. So we move on to number 7, and at number 7 I have COD, which came out in 1992. This album was a bit different, to put it mildly. This is probably the least Vitus-like St. Vitus album that has ever been released. Helped in no part to the fact that they had a different singer for this one. It was the one and only time that he appeared, but they had Christian Linderson doing yeah, on singing duties for this one. Some of you may be familiar with Christian Linderson because he was the, well, I say was, I think he still is, the singer for the doom band Count Raven. Count Raven are another great doom metal band. If you're not familiar with them, I highly recommend going to check them out. But it was quite the clash of styles, because Count Raven are very much in that sort of epic doom metal that you know, Candlemass are, and well, almost any other doom metal band you care to mention. Of course, Saint Vitus are not like that, so that's, you know, you'd be wondering, is that going to work? The other thing is, this album was produced by Don Dokken. Yes, the Don Dokken. And I get the impression he was not entirely on board with the whole doom metal thing, because during this album's recording, he would, on several occasions, say to the guys, look, you need some more up-tempo stuff. You don't ask doom metal bands to do that, really, but you know, yeah, that's what he was suggesting to them. And to be fair, the guys went off and would come up with something a bit more up-tempo. Unfortunately, St. Vitus' idea of a song that was a bit more up-tempo meant that they sort of increased the beats per minute by about 3. So, yeah, technically, yes, it was more up-tempo, but yeah, it fell well short of what Don Dokken actually had in mind when he was suggesting it. The fact that he didn't work with St. Vitus again probably tells you, yeah, how highly he thought of that. So I just don't think he was on board with the whole doom metal thing. As for the album itself, it sounds completely different to anything St. Vitus had done before or since. To this day, I am still in two minds as to whether or not it works, which is why I've got it down as low as 7. The singing on it, I think, is great, but it's great for that epic doom metal sound. It's not great for the sort of dirty, dingy sound that Saint Vitus use. Consequently, the production on this is very different. It's more bass heavy, especially on the drums. The drums sound like, well, they don't sound anything like any of the other St. Vitus albums. I'm not sure if St. Vitus themselves were all that keen on it. Yeah, I don't know about that one. But it's, I mean, it kind of sounds like the sum of its parts. It's a, you know, it's the dingy sort of St. Vitus sound that's been sort of amalgamated with epic doom a la Count Raven that has been brought in, and some people love it, some people don't. I say I'm still on the fence about it after all these years. So yeah, I kind of have to put it at number 7. Track listing. You get quite a few songs on this album, actually. There are 8 songs, or at least when it was initially released, it had 8 songs on it. So yeah, you have the instrumental intro, which is pretty forgettable, to be honest. It's got some weird sound effects in there. It sounds like you're sort of walking through a sort of village where everybody has been infected with the plague or something. And then at some point, you hear in the background what sounds like a fucking Formula One car going past. Just like, what the fuck was that? Yeah, that I just wasn't expecting, to put it mildly. So yeah, not so keen on that one. One thing I will say I do like is this album is doom metal from start to finish. Not a surprise when you consider this was in 1992. So the first actual song is Children of Doom. That's what the COD stands for. Then we get Planet of Judgment, Shadow of a Skeleton. On the side B, I Am the Screaming Banshee, Plague of Man, Imagination Man, and Fear. None of these songs are bad. They're all like, great doom metal songs. It's just, it's a mishmash of styles that I just, so I don't, after all this time, I still don't know if it works or not. The album has its staunch defenders. Don't get me wrong. I'm not one of them. It's good, but yeah, there are plenty more Saint Vitus albums I'd rather listen to than this one. So as for which song I'll be playing, it was a bit of a no-brainer, really. So I've gone for the title track, track number 2, but it's the first actual song. This is Children of Doom. There you go. I mean, there's no denying that is a great doom metal song, but yeah, you could hear it sounds nothing like any other Saint Vitus album at all. Some of you may consider that a good thing. I don't know, but yeah, I don't. So anyway, we go on to number 6, and that is the second album to be yeah, it was the second self-titled album. So this is Saint Vitus from 2019, and at the time of recording, this was the last album that Saint Vitus did. I'm not going to say this is the last album they will ever do, because bearing in mind that there was a 17-year gap between albums with this lot, so you almost never know when they're going to come up again. And you almost don't know what the fucking hell the lineup's going to be either. You know, who are they going to have singing this time? Because this sees the return of Scott Regers. Again, this was his second return, his third stint as a singer for the band. And by now, Scott Regers' vocals had improved dramatically, I think. They sound much better than they did on the first two albums. So I think this album is fucking great. It's been kind of dismissed by people as more of the same. And that it was Saint Vitus playing it safe by just sticking to what they know. Now, okay, I'm as much a fan of bands developing and improving in areas as the next man. But at the same time, I also certainly see the benefit of, you know, adopting the attitude, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And St. Vitus did seem to hit a winning sort of style, a winning sound, almost from the get-go. So the fact that they've not really changed much, apart from when they recorded COD, I have no problem with that at all. You know, stick with what is, for them, a winning formula. So, yeah, even though plenty of people have, yeah, basically said, oh, it's just more of the same, you know, so I'm not all that fussed. I don't agree at all. You know, the fact it's more of the same is absolutely fine by me. As it is, there is one song on this album where you definitely cannot say it is more of the same. We'll come to that in a sec as we go through the lineup. Or the lineup, go through the track listing. So we have 9 songs on this album. Starts with Remains, great doom metal intro. And right from the offset with that song, you can hear that, yeah, Scott Regers' vocal, here I go, vocals again. Scott Regers' singing has improved. At least it's improved insofar as it fits the music, it fits the sound better than it did in the first two albums. Plenty of people would say, well, no, he was a better singer on the first two albums, and yeah, I guess he was, but it didn't fit the sound that you know, certainly the guitars had. So that's where I had my issue with those two. Here it fits the sound so much better. So yeah, so first song Remains, and it goes to A Prelude 2, then Bloodshed, 12 Years in the Tomb, Wormhole, which has already become something of a Vitus classic, then on to Hourglass, City Park. I can't say I'm a fan of that at all. It's not really a song, it's a sort of soundscape of like, you know, I don't know if it was taken in, like, you know, Central Park in New York or wherever, but it just sounds like you know, they're in the middle of this park. You can hear the traffic moving around and all that. Not a guitar, not a bass, not a drum ever used, and then there's some, you know, some vocals said over the top of it. it does nothing for me at all. I really don't think this album would suffer if that track hadn't made the cut. I'm surprised it did make the cut. Then we go on to Last Breath, and the final song is called Useless. Now, as far as which song to play from this, well, like I said, Remains is a fantastic intro to this album. So that's the song that I will go with. So, yep, this is the album opener, Remains. So there you go. That's a great doom metal song. That remains his. I'd almost put that in my top 10 of Saint Vitus songs, even though the album is down in sixth place. But we're not quite done with this album yet because, like I said, there is a song on here which is. It does show that the band have changed. The final song on this album, called Useless, it's only a minute and a half long. It also would not sound out of place on a Municipal Waste album, and I'm not joking. It almost sounds like they're playing sort of, I don't know, like early Corrosion of Conformity sort of thing, or even DRI. It's it's as far removed from your regular Saint Vitus stuff as you could possibly get. Forget all the the new wave of British heavy metal stuff sounding on their first two albums. This is just so fucking like off the wall. And the fact that it's only a minute and a half means you're going to get a bonus song from this album. So yeah. Brace yourself for this one then. Doom metal it ain't. This is Useless.
Marching in the streets, taking you nowhere, screaming out a lie, a line of death here. It means nothing. Protest, protest. It means nothing. Useless, useless. Voices disappear into thin air. Down on your knees. What has it proven? It means nothing. Protest, protest. It means nothing. Useless, useless. You should never change. Tear down for now. What has accomplished? Nothing at all. It means nothing. Protest, protest. It means nothing. Useless, useless.
Well, there you go. I don't think anybody was expecting that at all. So yeah, Useless. The album closing song from Saint Vitus 2019. I mean, I think it's a decent song for what little there is of it. But yeah, that is not what I expect from this lot. Anyway, we shall move on then. We go on to album number 5, and that is Die Healing, which was released in 1995, I believe. Yes, it was. Now, this was Scott Rieger's first return to St. Vitus, so this was his second stint in the band. This is also the last album of St. Vitus that's appearing on my list with Scott Rieger's on singing duties. It is his best, the best album that featured him on the mic. The songs are the songs on here are just fucking fantastic, and his voice had it was already showing like the improvement that I mentioned during Saint Vitus 2019. We were already hearing the improvements as far as the singing goes and as far as it fitting the music goes. Production is again very much what you expect from Saint Vitus. That really sort of like say, dirty, grimy sort of sound to the guitars, which works so well. You can't argue with it, especially with the subject matter that so many of their songs cover as well. You know, it just fits it so well. With track listing, so we get 8 songs on here. Starts with Dark World, onto One Mind, then Let the End Begin, followed by Trail of Pestilence, followed by Sloth, followed by Return of the Zombie, then In the Asylum, and the album closes with Just Another Notch. 50-minute long. It's by St. Vitus standards, this is quite a long album. Their albums didn't tend to drag, which I've got no problem with. As I said in the last video, on plenty of occasions, you know, if you think an album's too short, just play again. You know, albums can easily outstay their welcome, you know, if the songs are too long, but for all the wrong reasons, you know. Then, yeah, you start to get sick of it. I've got no problem with albums being short because, yeah, like I say, if it's good enough, I'll just play it again. And this album, well, this album doesn't have the problem of being short. Although it is long by St. Vitus standards, it's not overly long. It certainly doesn't outstay its welcome. It's got so many doom metal greats on here. When Scott Regis came back, I was a bit, a bit unsure about it, but I still got the album anyway. And then, thankfully, my doubts were, yeah, they were dispelled pretty quickly. Yeah, he's just much improved. He's not other singer who has still yet to appear, but yeah, he was certainly much better than he was in his early days. Now, for a song to play from this one, I mean, I really could have played just about anything off of there. Every single one of these songs are great. But I will go with, yeah, right, okay, so we'll go with song 2. This is the song One Mind. There we go, great song from a great album. So that was One Mind from Die Healing, which yeah, is my album number 5. Now, if I haven't already pissed off enough St. Vitus fans by, my choices of number 9 and number 8, I'm sure I'm about to with this one. As we go on to number 4, because it is Born Too Late, St. Vitus Pink album. The first album to feature Scott Weinrich on vocals, singing, and what a singer! Oh, his voice was absolutely tailor-made for this band. His main band, The Obsessed, were on a sort of hiatus around this time. This album came out in '86. 86. And yeah, The Obsessed were on a sort of hiatus, and so somehow, I don't know how, but he ended up joining St. Vitus. And no one has any complaints about that happening at all. Yeah, he was the perfect singer for this band. On this album, he's only doing singing duties. He's not doing any guitar work. That's not until the second album that he appears on. Comes along, and after that it becomes a regular thing that he's doing guitar and singing. But yeah, this was St. Vitus' third album, and it was a massive improvement over the first two as far as I'm concerned. Every song on this album has become an absolute nailed on classic doom metal song. There's only six songs on the album, or at least there was when it was first released. So the original issue, it starts with Born Too Late, the title track, an absolute bona fide, doom metal masterpiece. Most people will agree. Then you get the song Clear Window Pane, which I must admit I'm not all that struck on. It kind of sounds a bit fillery to me, despite the fact this album only has 6 songs. So yeah, I'm not so big on that. Then it comes, after that we get Dying Inside. What a fucking great song that is. It's the first of many songs during the wino era, as this became known as, which dealt with substance abuse. Dying Inside is about alcoholism. It's fantastic. It really is. On the side B, you get the song HAAG. To this day, I have no idea what HAAG stands for. Again, another great. It frequently crops up in St. Vitus live playlists. In fact, they're one of those bands that are constantly shifting around their playlists and that, and I can't think of a single song that St. Vitus have recorded that has not been performed live. So that's one thing I do really like about them. You've got a good chance of hearing at least 2 or 3 of the songs that you really like if you go and see them at any of their shows. They still do shows to this day. Anyway, after HAAG you have The Lost Feeling, and that is followed by The War Starter, which is another one that's become an absolute nailed on classic of the doom metal genre. So yeah, Clear Window Pane is the only song on this that I'm not all that struck on. It's quite short. It's not even 3.5 minutes. It doesn't sound very doomy either, which I think is the main reason why I'm not all that struck on it. But yeah, this album marked for me the start of the real Saint Vitus, the wino era, and yeah, just such an improvement over the first two. Now, as far as which song to play from this album, that is a tough choice. But you know what? I'm going to go with a bit of a lazy choice. It is such a classic song, and it's so popular with very good reason. So this is Dying Inside. There we go. Oh, what a masterpiece. No other way of describing it. Fantastic doom metal song that. Dying Inside from Born Too Late. It may only be my number 4 album, but it is a properly fucking great album. If you're a doom metal fan, regardless of whether you're a Saint Vitus fan or not, you owe it to yourself to get this album. And I would say that about the next 3 still to come. Which brings us neatly on to, what is at number 3? Well, this is going to surprise a few people because it is V, or 5, if you really want to call it that, from 1990. And this is where what I was saying about Hallow's Victim is going to kind of turn around and bite me. Because, yeah, I'm not keen on that album because of the number of songs on there that are not really doomy. You can say the same about this one, and yeah, I've got it way up at number 3. So why? The singing. It's as simple as that. Production is better as well. It's not by any means a sort of like clean, clear, sharp production. It's still very much the Saint Vitus sound, but it's still better than the first 2 albums. But yeah, it's just got a better singer, and even though there are some more, I'm loath to say mainstream, but for lack of a better word, even though there are some more sort of mainstream metal songs on here than there are usually on Saint Vitus albums, I don't think it suffers for it. I will admit I don't listen to this album as much as certainly the 2 still to come, but I just think it is a great album, and I really don't understand the sort of the hate that the album gets. You could almost say it was the one time that Saint Vitus tried to do something a bit different, and I do mean a bit different. It's not like it's a dramatic departure from any of their usual stuff. If we go through a track listing. It starts with Living Backwards. Yeah, okay, it's only a short 2.5-minute blast anyway. But after that, you get I Bleed Black, which is about as doomy a fucking song as you can possibly get. It is already, well, I say already, this album came out in 1990, so it's fucking 35 years old or getting on for. But it is an absolute nailed-on Vitus classic. It's a nailed-on Doom classic. In the last metal video that I did with Fancy UK, we were going through 10, not our top 10 Doom songs, but 10 great Doom metal songs. There's no point looking for it. I never bothered publishing it. But he chose I Bleed Black. And I made a total fucking dick of myself because I was, for some reason, absolutely convinced that I Bleed Black was on the Born Too Late album. Because no, it's on an album that came along 4 years later. It's here. So yeah, I don't win any gold stars for that one. Anyway, let's get back to the track listing. So, song number 2, I Bleed Black, as nailed on a classic doom metal song as you're ever going to get. Then you have When Emotion Dies, you're kind of back to, this isn't really doomy. Then you have Patra, brackets Petra. That's that is doomy. Then you have Ice Monkey. Ice Monkey is a bit of a strange one. It's definitely got that doom metal feel, but it is slightly more up tempo compared to what you would normally associate with doom metal. I certainly think of it as a doom song, but there are quite a few out there who don't. It's also the song that Saint Vitus made a promo video for. I mean, of all the bands you'd think would never bother with promo videos, Saint Vitus are definitely up near the top. No, do a promo video for Ice Monkey. In case anyone's wondering, Ice Monkey is a term referring to a heroin addict. The song's about heroin withdrawal. So then we go on to Jack Frost, another out-and-out Doom song, no question. Then on to Angry Man, and the final song is Mind Food, which is another one that's become an absolute fucking stalwart of St. Vitus fans, and deservedly so. That is a great song, that. So yeah, there's plenty of fantastic songs on here. So even though they're not all like, you know, the out and out doom metal that you would kind of expect, especially with Saint Vitus around this sort of time, then you know, yeah, just because they're not all like that, it doesn't make the album bad. And I realise, as I say, I'm completely contradicting myself, because that was the reason why I put Hallow's Victim in last place. Well, it was one of the reasons. The other reasons, though, mean, yeah, that stays at night, and this reaches number 3. So, right, as far as what song to play, yeah, I am going to go with, yeah, the one that kind of divides opinion as to whether it's a Doom song or not. So we'll see if you think it is or not. I certainly think so, but... So this is Ice Monkey. There we go. What a fantastic song. I fucking love that song. It's definitely doom metal for me. Yeah, no, no doubt about it. So we go on then from V to album number 2. This is going to really surprise a few people because it is Lily F65, which came out in, let me just check, 2012. 17 years after the previous album, which was Die Healing. So this was Scott Weinrich's return to the band. After recording V, he left and, well, first of all you had Count Raven show up, then you had Scott Regas come back, and then... So after a long old gap, we had Scott Weinrich back again. In case you're wondering about the weird title, Lily F65, it's referring to quite a potent downer. Apparently, Dave Chandler, the guitarist, and the only member who has been with the band from the start, is quite big on them. So... yeah. But oh, what an album this is. This is fucking fantastic stuff. This is one of those albums where, again, a lot of people were sort of, I wouldn't say dismissive, but it's like that they were expecting something different, and in fact, well, after a 17-year gap, you'd actually be forgiven for St. Vitus actually thinking, no, you know what, we're coming back after this long a gap, let's stick to what we know. So I certainly have no problem with them doing that, because they end up with an album as good as this. This is a doom metal masterpiece as far as I'm concerned. There isn't a single weak track on here. You've got 7 songs. It starts with Let Them Fall. It's such a great song. And then you get The Bleeding Ground, and as good as Let Them Fall is, The Bleeding Ground just fucking blows it away. That is a fantastic song. You then get Vertigo, which is a short sub 3-minute instrumental, followed by Blessed Night, and then The Waste of Time, which is anything but a waste of time. That's another absolute fucking barnstormer of a song. But then we get Dependence and Withdrawal, the last 2 songs. Now, Withdrawal is just a, well, I guess you could say it's instrumental, but it's basically the ending, a very long drawn out ending of the song Dependence. But Dependence is, I'm going to go so far as to say I think Dependence is the greatest doom metal song I've ever heard. I would go that far. There is, as great as all the other songs on this album are, and they are all great. There isn't a single remotely weak point on this album. But the song Dependence, just, it was a no-brainer. That was the song I was going to play. Has a very simple main riff, but it is so effective. And during it, you have your very sort of archetypal Dave Chandler solos, where he relies more on generating a huge amount of feedback through the vast array of effect pedals that he uses. And he does it to such a fantastic effect on this. So it's obviously, from the title, it's about drug dependency, and it really does sound like it's a musical sort of representation of getting a high from, or maybe a downer, as say, I'm sure he's doing it from personal experience. Then the song comes back, then you get the ending, which then runs into, I say, the extended ending, which is Withdrawal, and again through Chandler's effects, it really is sort of generating this sort of sound, a soundscape of an addict going through withdrawal symptoms. It's quite a painful, quite brutal sort of ending, but it's extremely effective. So I'm going to play the two together. Get ready for doom metal perfection. This is Dependence and Withdrawal. I mean, what can you say? That is just, I say, magnificent song. But yeah, that is a really sort of painful ending. I find it really effective. That is just fucking fantastic. It actually made it quite difficult me choosing between my numbers 1 and 2 albums. When I started doing this list, number 1 was absolutely nailed on, I thought, until I started listening to this album more and more. And I was like, fucking, it really could be Lily F65. But no, I would stick to my guns. This is number 2, but if you're not familiar with the band or you don't have any of their albums and you want to check them out, this you could do far worse than choose this one. Magnificent stuff. But we go on to my number 1. And, well, if you are familiar with St. Vitus, I don't think it's going to come as any big surprise. My number 1 is Mournful Cries, and this was the first St. Vitus album I bought. And this is the reason why I just couldn't get on with the early Scott Rieger's singing, because it was not this. It was nothing like this. This album, I've already said it about Lily F65, but this album is doom metal perfection. There's no other way of describing it. This is absolutely magnificent in every way. I mean, even the cover, because as you've no doubt noticed while going through this top 9, Saint Vitus don't exactly go all out for their album cover designs. I mean, Die Healing I thought was quite effective, but yeah, it was effective. It wasn't, absolutely great. This is great artwork. I love the cover to this one. It really does set its stall out. If we go through the track listing, so it starts with The Creeps, which is quite a short, somewhat up-tempo song. But, it's not even 3 minutes. But, it's a great intro. And then we get to song number 2, which is Dragon Time. Now, when the dragon is this old, it knows only pain. Only doom metal could start off a song about, sword and sorcery fantasy with a lyric like that, If you've seen the top 40 metal video, top 40 metal songs of all time video that I did, God, it seems like a fucking lifetime ago that I did that now. That was the song that I chose from St. Vitus. It appears in the 4th part, and I described it as epic, despite the fact that at the start of this video I did say that St. Vitus don't really do epics. Epic doom is, say, you Candlemass, you Solitude Eternus, you Count Raven, and Saint Vitus were much more sort of, say, dingy, but not with that song. That was Saint Vitus doing epic doom metal, and it works. It really works. Dragon Time is just a masterpiece. It really is. And then side one, sorry, finishes with the song "Shooting Gallery." Again, absolute fucking superb song. We go on to side two. It begins with "Bitter Truth." I don't know how many times you want me to keep saying the same thing, but yeah, it's, again, an absolute masterpiece. And then we get what I think is the greatest song on the album by quite some distance. Song number 5 is "The Troll." It's a song that I can absolutely relate to. You'll find out what I mean, because yeah, I'm not going to be giving any big spoilers by saying that's the song I'm going to play. In the unpublished 10 doom metal songs, I chose that song again, but because that video has never been published, I can choose it again, so I'm going to, you know. And then the album finishes with "Looking Glass." I mean, again, you know, it's just magnificent stuff from start to finish. Production wise, there's a slight increase in production quality over this album's predecessor, which was "Born Too Late." Not that the production on "Born Too Late" suffered in any way, but yeah, there was a slight improvement there. But this is just yeah. This, like I was saying about the F65, this is doom metal perfection. You've just got to get this album. It is that good. So there we are. That is my top. My ranking of the. Yeah, I did it again. Yeah, right, okay. Yeah, so that is my ranking of the Saint Vitus discography. So we'll go through it once more. So yes, at number 9 is Hallow's Victim. Number 8 is Saint Vitus 1984. At 7 is Children of Doom COD. At 6 is Saint Vitus 2019. At 5 is Die Healing. 4 is Born Too Late. 3 is V or 5. At number 2, Lily F65, and at number 1 is Mournful Cries. It was never in doubt. So, do you agree? I highly doubt it. I don't expect anyone to agree with my 9, let alone, you know, whether you're a fan of Vitus or not. Yeah, having their debut album that low down, yeah, no one's going to agree with me. So yeah, I mean, yeah, if you don't agree, let's see your 9, how you would rank them in the comments there. In the meantime, yep, we are going to play out with The Troll. An absolute doom metal masterpiece. And after that, go away.